Oh, hi guys. This is Mr. Urrego. Today the 13th, but I'm recording the class from last week, from the 8th, just to make sure that everybody is on the same page and we understand what's going on. It was about graphing linear equations using the slope-intercept form. Okay, we have some basic vocabulary, which we're going to be working on from now on, and then we have an equation right now. The idea with the slope-intercept form is that we need to have our equation. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, this is a y. Where the m, let me scroll down. Where the m right now, this is the m. It's your slope. Okay, that's called slope. Okay, and the y-intercept is the b. That's your b, which is called the y-intercept. Okay, so right now, basically, whatever equations we want to have it in this form, which means I want to have the y by itself on one side of the equal sign, and the other side, I want to have whatever is with the x first, and then the b is any number. Okay, so right now, we have an example that we're going to work on. This problem, we have to rewrite it in slope-intercept form. So our idea is we write this in the slope-intercept form, and then graph it. Okay, so here we go. I want to leave the y by itself. That was my first step. So to leave the y by itself, I need to get rid of the 2x first. Okay, the 2x, there's no sign in front of it, so I need to subtract. Okay, I'm going to do minus 2x. Again, whatever I do on one side of the equal sign, I do on the other side. Look at the equal sign. One side, the other side. So minus 2x went away. Okay, so 2x minus 2x canceled out, and I have left 5y on this side, and here I want to have my x first, so I'm going to write negative 2x plus 10. So I move everything away, so I'm going to have 5 equals negative 2x plus 10. Now remember, I have to leave the y by itself. So I have to get rid of whatever is with the y, which is 5. So I divide by 5 here and by 5 everywhere. Okay, in both terms on the other side. So 5's cancel out, and you have y equals. Because right now, what I have right now in front of the x is a fraction, and there's nothing that I can do about it. I'm going to keep the fraction. So I'm going to do negative 2 over 5 x, and then 10 divided by 5, it'll be positive 2. Okay, like I said before, the equation is y equals mx plus b, mx plus b. So whatever number is in front of the x, whatever number is in front of the x is going to be your slope. The number after that is going to be your y-intercept. So let me read. So my slope is going to be, let me get the color, let me get black. So my slope is going to be negative 2 over 5. And remember, that's your slope, okay, which is represented by m. And then my y-intercept is represented by b. In our case, is equal to 2, okay? So I have my slope. I have my slope here. And I have my y-intercept. I'm ready to graph. Okay, so I need those two things. Now we need a graph. You can get a graph somewhere. Okay, now we need to graph. My first step to graph, when I'm graphing in slope-intercept form, the first thing that I do is I'm going to plot the y-intercept. This is your y-intercept. Okay, remember, this is your y-axis and the horizontal is your x-axis. Okay, so I need to plot my y-intercept. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, and my y-intercept is 2. So my y-axis, and I'm going to go from the origin, which is here. This is the origin. Okay, I'm going to go 1, 2 up, right there, and that's your y-intercept. And from there, I'm going to get my slope. My slope is negative 2 over 5. And remember, slope is rise over run. So starting on my y-intercept, I start right there. I'm going to do rise, which is negative, so I'm going to go down 1 and 2. Okay, and the run is 5. Because it's positive, I go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I get there, that's my second point. So I have one from the y-intercept and the second one from the rise over run. I connect those two, and then I can draw my line. So from here, I'm going to go and connect my line. Remember, you always want to extend your line. So I'm going to extend my line. Oh my God, it got moved. Okay, it didn't work the way I wanted. But that's the idea. Let me get rid of one of them. Okay, so this is your line. Okay, this is your line. Let me get it. Move, there you go, and it's not helping me. Okay, there we go. That's your line. Okay, so that's slope-intercept form. Let me do the second example. Hold on. Okay, so let's work on this second example. Now, I'm graphing in slope-intercept form. Actually, I have to change. There we go, it was better. Graph using the slope-intercept form. So the first thing that I have to do is solve for y. I need to leave the y by itself. So to get rid of the y, I'm going to cancel the 3x. It's positive, so I do the opposite. Minus 3x. Whatever I do on one side, I do on the other side. So 3x minus 3x is going to cancel out. Okay, I'm going to have negative 4y equals, I want the x first, so I'm going to write negative 3x plus 20. Okay, remember, I need to leave the y by itself. 3x plus 20. I need to leave the y by itself, so right now I got to cancel that negative 4. Divide every single term on both sides. Okay, and then from there I need to reduce. Negative 4, cancel out. I have y equals, so I have y equals, negative becomes positive. These two negatives becomes positive, so I'm going to have 3 over 4x, and positive 20 divided by negative 4 is negative 5. Okay, so I need, now from here, we're going to identify the slope and the y-intercept. So remember, slope is any number in front of the x. The y-intercept, the number that is after it. This depends if my y is by itself. All right, the y has it by itself. Okay, so let's write that down. So slope is 3 over 4, which is the same as rise over run. Okay, so the rise in this case is 3, and our run is 4. Okay, and our y-intercept is negative 5. So let's get the graph and let's start the steps. The first thing that I do when I'm graphing is to plot the y-intercept. Okay, remember, and in this case, my y-intercept, let me change that thing. Okay, so my y-intercept is negative 5. Okay, the number that is after the x. So that's for the number that I'm gonna plot. Okay, remember, this is your y-axis, the vertical axis, and this is your x-axis. Okay, my y-intercept is negative 5, so I always start in the origin. Okay, I always start here in the origin. So let me see, origin, we go negative 5 on the y-axis, negative 5 on the y-axis, so I go negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, so I gotta scroll down a little bit more. Okay, so again, y-axis, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Right there is my first point. Okay, so right there is my y-intercept. And then I use the slope. The slope is 3 over 4. 3 over 4. So I'm going to start right there. I start here. 3, up, 1, 2, 3. That's the rise. And the run is 4. Positive, so to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And right there is my second point. Once I have that, I just need to connect the points and extend the line. Okay, actually, let's do it like this. So let's do it with red. 1, 2, and 3. Make sure you put arrows at the end, and that's your line. Okay, start it please, guys. Practice.